Hello. So the fact in the beginning, you say to yourself, okay, but if none of it was real, like it had to be, and none of it had to do with me. It had to do with me. He picked me. He would have just moved on to a different person if it really had nothing to do with me, and he was casting his net. Like why'd he pick me? Something had to be real, and we want to tell ourselves that because we detest the thought that we remained, yeah, in something that was completely a falsified sense of a state of being, right? Here's the thing. It was you in that you were open to receive this person, and you accepted the grandiose beginnings of the overly texting you, calling you all the time, wanting to be with you 7 days a week, trying to tell you I'm going to marry you, I'm going to financially take care of you, I'm going to, accept your family. And they really go all out. They pull out all the stops. All the stops. Here's the thing. Let's put our mindset as if you were a different kind of person. If you were not open to receive and had good faith in people and you really thought he was being honest, true. If you were a different kind of person, then with the approaches with which he came at you, you might have said, this guy's out of his mind. You might have been that kind of girl who doesn't accept what he comes at you. You might have been the kind of girl who looks people up, which I don't Google people, but I know people they Google each other before they even go on a date. To Google a person. But, and you find out, you know what, everything you told me was a lie. Blah, blah, blah. There are women like that. They take charge. They're perfectly well set, and they won't be manipulated, which is where I'm trying to get everybody to be. In the beginning stages when they're love bombing you, there is, okay, so think of like a video game. It's the only analogy I can think of. I've never done video games. I didn't go to arcades. I don't go to casinos. I just don't like blinking lights and all that. It's not my thing. But a video gamer, like an online person, or they sit there, you read about all these people. We all know a gamer. They'll sit for 12 hours a night, 18 straight. They'll pay money to get to the next level. They'll go to chat rooms with people in other countries to find out how to get to the next level. That is exactly the desperation and effort and time and energy that the narcissist put in to winning you. It's a win. They want to win. So think back to before you knew the narcissist and you were being courted and pursued and wooed. He was doing that to more than one person. You just bit. I know that's a terrible feeling. And it's okay. It's okay. Just, I want you to know it and realize it for the next time. And what we have to do, especially if you're somebody that feels hard, you have to click your mind over to stop thinking of them as they think like we do. They don't think like we do. Because we'll say things like, but you should have done this, and why didn't you behave this way? Because they're not you. You're functioning as a normal, caring, empathetic human being. They don't think that way. So everything they did, everything that they said was to win you so that they could have this wonderful source of supply for them to feed them for as long as they want to have you around. It doesn't necessarily mean that there was anything about you specifically. They were courting 5 other people that were all cute, that were all smart, that were all bright, probably. They picked wonderful people. So when I say it has nothing to do with you, I don't mean to say that there's not something good about you. There's wonderful things about you. But they were about the other 5 or 10 people that they were trying to court at the same time. but it wasn't you, your heart, your soul, your being that made them want to go after you and you alone, and you are the person. If you had said no and been one of the girls who catch these people, they would have moved on to a different person. Now, if somebody really loves you and you have a great relationship and you break up, they generally, it's not like there's a swinging door of people. I've known many people that mourn the loss of a relationship and take time to heal, and they really loved that person. I've seen it. We all know people. The narcissist would never ever do that, because they will just move on to the next win. So they sold you this bill of goods in the hopes that you would have been duped for as long as they wanted you to be duped. They don't like you to start to see the light. That's when they're going to start to devalue you, because they can't possibly have you figure them out and then they lose control of you. That is an impossibility to them. So I just want you to really think about that golden period. And I want somebody still in her pajamas. Hi, Minnie. I want you to think about that and realize that to think that, but wasn't any of it real? And but it wasn't. I mean, it happened. So I guess factually it was real. But what they were saying and doing and their actions, it was all manipulation. And it is extremely, the drama with which it happened is demonstrative of how manipulated it was.